Today, Hypixel Skyblock has received quite a large update. Not only have a ton of new Master Mode features been added to the game, but the Hyperion has been significantly nerfed, as well as currently being bugged. My name is Derailious, and welcome back to Skyblock News. But before we get into any of that, I want to say thank you guys for all the support. It really does mean a ton, but only a small percentage of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. We are less than 2,000 subscribers away from YouTube rank, so please make sure you hit that button down below, as it really does mean a lot. Without any further ado though, let's get right into the video. Starting off with the patch notes, there are quite a few significant changes here that are actually pretty interesting, but I want to make the note that some of these have already gone into effect, and some of them happened a few days ago after the Dante event ended. So if I do repeat myself or sound like I'm talking about something that's already happened, that is the reason why. Trevor the Trapper's cooldown is now 1 minute, down from 5 minutes. General elections and events have been re-enabled. They've added some passive music to the Spider's Den, Farming Islands, Dragonfight, and Dwarven Mines. They fixed some minor bugs. They added back rat pets, and their ability has been buffed. They now work on mining materials and summoning eyes, and the cheese buff now lasts up to 60 seconds, and the chance for loot is now 25% from 20%. Finally, the bait ring now shows the recipe for the spiked atrocity. Moving on to Master Mode changes, there are quite a few things here. Notably, there are 2 new types of drops from Master Mode chests. Starting off, we have Master Stars, which drop from Master Mode Floor 3 and above, and each star can add an extra star to dungeon items up to a maximum of 10. But those extra stars only apply to Master Mode. I think this is really interesting, definitely going to increase the ability for players to level up the items they want in dungeons, and it's going to be pretty cool to see how maxed people can truly get in Master Mode. Master Skulls are the other item that can drop, and they are basically upgradable accessories, dropping from every Master floor, each of which buffs your HP and strength while in Master Mode. Another cool item, really great to see this sort of stuff happening. Upgradable accessories are things we really like to see in Skyblock, and I think this is a great overall addition. Master Mode Floor 5 XP has been nerfed from 75k to 70k. Not too big of a nerf here. I don't really think that anyone's going to be complaining too hard. Wither Impact cost is now 300 from 250, a pretty major nerf, and Ultimate Wise will now correctly show the real mana cost. This one is pretty large, and it came with a huge bug for the Hyperion. Basically how it worked before was that whenever you looked up while using the Wither Impact ability, you would be sent directly into the void. This has since been fixed, but it's a pretty major nerf overall, and I know a lot of people are very upset. Rising Sun gear is now back to a weaker state. This one's fine, I don't think anyone's going to be complaining about that. And sword swapping should now be fixed. This is a huge overall change, and it makes sense considering that sword swapping was considered a bug, but they state here that this may have some huge implications and drastically change the meta. So they will be monitoring and buff items and classes accordingly. Honestly, if it means that we get some buffs, I think sword swapping is fine to go. Honestly, it was super overpowered to begin with, people were able to do crazy damage, and although people might be upset right now, if they buff some items to compensate, I don't think that anger will persist. Now, if these were all the changes that went into effect, I don't think anyone would complain too much. Yes, there was a pretty major archer nerf, but they have been looking at it, and I do believe they're going to be buffing the archer items in a little while. But at the end of the day, this update seems pretty fine, aside from that Hyperion bug which got patched. However, some other things have happened which have made people pretty concerned. Notably, a lot of people have been reporting that their damages just aren't as high as they used to be. Notably with things like the Flower of Truth, which appears completely bugged, and Hyperion, which has appeared to receive a pretty substantial nerf to damage. Now, I cannot verify all of this, and I do want to take this with a grain of salt here, as these are all other people's reportings. But I just want to make the note here that I recommend that you check out the damage of these weapons that you may have and see if it is lower than what it used to be. It could just be the cause of the sword swapping fix, it could be the cause of something else entirely. We just have to wait and see. Despite this update serving as a major nerf to archers, I have hope that the admins will be buffing some of their items up to pre-nerf levels. The reason for this is quite simple. Sword swapping was really broken and had the potential to entirely break the endgame in the future if the admins kept on adding weapons with more damage values. Basically, they just didn't want that to happen, so they decided to remove sword swapping. In reality though, I don't think their intention is to nerf Archer, at least not too badly. Obviously, they rely on sword swapping to do a lot of damage, but as the admin stated, they will be looking into buffing weapons in the near future, so I don't really think this will be a problem in a little while. Hopefully the admins will release information about this soon, and when they do, you can expect an update video. Despite some of the current bugs related to damage values and the Flower of Truth, I do think this update is a net benefit. The removal of sword swapping will allow the admins to be more creative and balanced going forward, and on top of that, we're likely to receive some buffs to the weapons that got hurt the most, notably archer weapons. I do think at the end of the day, balance will be a bit better going forward, and the Master Star system will really help with that as well. Overall though, my name is Derailious, thank you so much for watching this video till the end, please make sure to like and subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out everybody.